President Trump on Friday, and if passed, the law would include about $9 billion in spending cuts in areas including public broadcasting. MTN's Tommy Lynch looked into the bill and its effects here on Montana Broadcasters.
With the Rescissions Act of 2025 on President Trump's desk, Montana's Public Broadcasting Service estimates that it would receive a $1.8 million budget cut, which is nearly a 20% direct cut to the program. However, that is just the beginning and would affect multiple areas of PBS.
That 20% could increase over the next course of the next year as we start to understand the full impact of not having the Corporation for Public Broadcasting making those investments.
Director and General Manager of Montana PBS, Aaron Pruitt, says that this could also affect Montana PBS's programming, from Sesame Street to Ken Burns documentaries, which promote learning no matter your age.
No one else produces that kind of content.
Pruitt says that Montana PBS is watched by more than 250,000 Montanans each week, with 30,000 of them being children.
We think we've had a particularly important role in serving the public with uninterrupted programming that is not commercially driven, that is not there to raise a certain amount of money. It is there to be simply public service programming.
In a statement from July 17th, Montana Senator Steve Daines said, quote, "Today I voted to reduce waste and fraud in several federal programs so that Montanans' taxpayer dollars are used effectively." Pruitt says he doesn't see the waste.
I think public television and PBS has been one of the most efficient private-public partnerships you can imagine in this country. When we take $1.60 per American and we invest it, and we invest it to leverage local support from communities across the nation to support their local public television station.
Senator Daines shared more of his thoughts on the bill in a video posted to X last week.
This bill cuts over $9 billion of wasteful spending from several federally funded government programs.
For Pruitt, he encourages people to reach out to lawmakers to allocate funds for PBS in the fiscal year 2026 budget.
We will be doing everything we can possibly do here at Montana PBS to try to preserve this service.
In Great Falls, I'm Tommy Lynch, MTN News.
Montana's junior senator, Republican Tim Sheehy, said the rescissions package is an example of Congress and the administration working to rein in spending and deliver government services more efficiently. In a statement to MTN, he said, "We're more than $37 trillion in debt. It's time to put the pedal to the metal on restoring fiscal sanity and America First common sense. I proudly voted for this rescissions package to rein in reckless spending and protect Americans' hard-earned money," end quote. Motorists be wary. Construction is set to begin on 6th Street for commuters heading northbound between 10th Avenue South and 10th Avenue Southwest starting on July 28th. Crews will be working as part of the 6th Northwest and Southwest roadway resurfacing project. All northbound traffic will be detoured. Drivers heading northbound should detour to 10th Avenue South and connect to Interstate 15 or alternate local routes to travel north across the Sun River. The southbound traffic will remain open and local access will be maintained for residents, businesses, and emergency responders. Summer is in full swing, but that isn't stopping parents from thinking about school supply shopping. While some parents are bracing for rising costs, community organizations are already busy preparing for upcoming back-to-school supply fundraisers. Organizations like United Way and Verizon are holding separate events in August that will provide essential school supplies such as backpacks, notebooks, and writing utensils to families and students in need. Organizers say that the need has grown over recent years and prices have steadily increased, and it's events like these that lend helping hands to parents and students.
You know, within the last 5 years that you could get 2 boxes of pencils for $1, so 50 cents a box. And now we're seeing, if you get it on sale, it might be $1, but it could be as high as, $4 for that same box of pencils. So the individual school supplies, even on the basic ends, are going up.
United Way's Back to School Blast will take place at the fairgrounds on August 15th. Pre-registration for the event ends on July 31st. Verizon's backpack giveaway will take place August 2nd, and backpacks will be rolled out on a first-come, first-served basis.
I'm Allie Kaiser with an uptick in door-to-door sales in Helena. What's legal and what's crossing the line?
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. If you're on social media, you may have seen posts about door-to-door salespeople going around the area. Some commenters enjoy speaking with them and they're interested in their products, while others are not too happy about it. MTN's Ali Kaiser looked into why there seems to be more this summer and what they need to have and do to operate legally.
Chances are you have been visited by a door-to-door salesperson, but Helena residents are saying they're seeing more of them than ever.
They keep trying to sell me stuff even though I tell them I'm not really interested.
Kyle Sullivan lives near Bill Roberts Golf Course.
You see a lot of them out here.
I met him when I was doing my own door-to-door knocking. He's had at least 4 salespeople come to his door so far this summer, which he says is more than usual.
They're typically like with a tablet or a phone, like watching everyone's house, doing numbers, looking at things, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little sketchy.
According to Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton, salespeople do not need a business license to go door-to-door in some parts of Lewis and Clark County, but they do need one in the city of Helena.
You can ask to see that business license.
Sheriff Dutton says the biggest thing to avoid is letting them into your home.
You find that you'll feel pressured just to get them to leave, but that's what they want.
Dutton says there are no limits on what time of day they can come to your home, which is something Sullivan complained about.
It's annoying, especially because, I'm calming down for the day with the kids after dinner, just kind of hanging out and, trying to sell me something at 8 o'clock at night's a little annoying.
If a salesperson is refusing to leave, Dutton says to report them for trespassing. In Helena, I'm Ali Kaiser, MTN News.
President Trump wants to change the names of the Cleveland Guardians and the Washington Commanders back to their original names. So is this just a rant or a serious effort by the president? And what power does he actually have over those teams? Scripps News Group's Joe St. George reports.
President Donald Trump has taken on world leaders, cities, Democrats, and Republicans over the years. And for the moment, it appears he's turning his attention to the world of professional sports, criticizing recent name changes in professional baseball and the NFL. The president over the weekend taking time to criticize again the names of the Cleveland Guardians and Washington Commanders. The Guardians and the Commanders started going by their new names in 2022 after years of public pressure to drop their previous controversial mascots. However, the president prefers the old names. Writing on Truth Social, the Washington Whatever should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. There is a big clamoring for this. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past, are great Indian people, and massive numbers want this to happen. Their heritage and prestige is systematically being taken away from them, the president wrote. Times are different now than they were 3 or 4 years ago. The president has mentioned his frustration frequently in speeches over the years. But his leverage over Major League Baseball and the NFL is not quite the same as the leverage he has over some Republicans in Congress. The president did write a follow-up post, though. My statement on the Washington Redskins has totally blown up, but only in a very positive way. I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change their name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders, I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington. Cleveland should do the same with the Cleveland Indians. The owner of the Cleveland baseball team, Matt Dolan, who is very political, has lost 3 elections in a row because of that ridiculous name change. So what happens next? Is this just a Monday, one-day story, or does the president deputize senior advisors to take on this issue more concretely? The president likely has more leverage on the Washington Commanders, given the fact that they're trying to build a stadium in the District of Columbia. Because the District of Columbia is not a state, President Trump has more sway on issues impacting D.C. than, let's say, your typical American city. Joe St. George, Scripps News Group, Washington.
There have been scattered showers and thunderstorms around throughout the day today, but how much rainfall have we received so far? I'll let you know my full forecast right after the break.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Ryan Dennis.
Welcome back, everyone. The highest rainfall amounts during the day today have been in Glacier County, northern Toole County, as well as along the northern half of the Rocky Mountain front. That's where for a lot of today we just had a steady light to moderate rain falling. Browning received 1.29 inches of rain. DePoyer received 1.18 inches of rain. Rocky Boy with the thunderstorms this evening did pretty well with rainfall as well, receiving just under an inch of precipitation. Cut Bank received 72 hundredths of an inch. Loma received 64 hundredths of an inch. At the airport in Great Falls, we really didn't receive all that much rain, just 16 hundredths of an inch. But the east side of Great Falls, specifically at Malmstrom Air Force Base, did a lot better as they received over a half inch of rainfall this evening. The rain gauge at Havre is currently not working, so I took the rain total from Kremlin to give you guys an idea of how much rain you did receive. In Kremlin, as of 9 p.m., received 35 hundredths of an inch of precipitation. Lewistown at the airport received 0.2 of an inch of rain during the day today. On the Great Falls Clinic iCam, we had overcast skies throughout the day today. We had a little bit of light rain this morning. A lot of the late morning and the afternoon was dry, and then once we got into this evening, we did have multiple showers and thunderstorms pass through the electric city. And right now it is dry again. 67 degrees was our high temperature, which is 20 degrees below average for this time of year. We had a low temperature of 57 degrees this morning. We are in the mid to upper 50s and low 60s in most spots right now. There have been scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout north central Montana for much of today, but especially during the late afternoon and the evening. In western portions of north central Montana, we're still seeing some light showers right now, but a lot of locations are dry. Eastern portion of the north central Montana, that's where it's very active right now. We're seeing some heavy rain as well as frequent lightning and even some small hail within Phillips County. And all this thunderstorm activity is beginning to work its way into Valley County and will continue to work its way into the rest of northeastern Montana as we go through the rest of tonight. And this precipitation is all associated with a larger storm system that is currently located over the Pacific Northwest. And this storm system will continue to impact Montana all the way through Wednesday morning. For the rest of tonight, there are going to be scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially in locations east of I-15 within north central Montana. Tomorrow, a few showers during the morning, especially along the High Line. A lot of us will be dry. We'll start the day off with overcast skies, but the Cloud River will break up some as we go throughout the day, so we should see some sunshine as we head into the afternoon and the evening. There will be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around tomorrow afternoon and evening as well. And then showers will begin to taper off and the skies will begin to clear out as we head into tomorrow night. Some Canadian wildfire smoke will be working its way into northeastern Montana and eastern portions of north central Montana as we go through tonight, and that smoke will linger into tomorrow morning as well. The air quality may be unhealthy for sensitive groups at times, especially in between Havre, Lewistown, and Glasgow, as that is where the thickest smoke is currently expected. But as we go through tomorrow, that haze and smoke should diminish with good air quality for basically all of us as we head into the afternoon and the evening. We're also going to be dealing with some wind tomorrow in western portions of north central Montana, as sustained wind speeds are going to be between 10 and 20 miles per hour during the afternoon and the evening, and a few gusts over 30 miles per hour will be possible at times. Low temperatures tonight are going to be bottoming out in the 50s in most spots. For tomorrow, high temperatures are going to be in the 60s and the 70s, with the coolest temperatures up in Glacier County, then warmer for everyone as we head into Wednesday with highs in the 70s and low 80s.